All right, you guys, so welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay. For all of you who do not know, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, okay? We drop a lot of gems that need to be shared. I'm just going to say it like that, okay? So today's topic, right, is out of Jacksonville, Florida. If you are familiar with Florida, you know Florida is always in the news for something that is crazy, and this is no different. So, Celebration Church issues an eviction notice to former pastors who refuse to vacate. Okay. So apparently, Celebration Church is a mega church out in Florida, whatever part of Florida that is. Okay. And a pastor and his wife, Stovall and Carrie Weems, are being evicted from a $1.2 million home. Okay. That the church claims that they now own. Okay, so I'm going to share this clip with you guys. This is from the news. So watch this clip and then we'll be back.
Celebration Church and its former pastors, the church filed an eviction notice to get Stovall and Carrie Weems to move out of a property it owns on the Nassau River. The church says the couple refuses to leave, and they have no right to be there since Stovall Weems resigned a couple months ago amid allegations of financial misconduct. This property on Black Hammock Island in Duval County, seen through Sky 4, is the center of the latest dispute between one of Jacksonville's largest churches and the couple who founded the church back in 1998, Stovall and Carrie Weems. Celebration Church says it sent 3 eviction notices to the pastors, telling them to leave the property by the end of May. In one of the notices, it says Carrie and Stovall Weems are also keeping taxidermy and other personal items at a church property in Regency, and they need to get that out, too. The News4Jax I-Team first reported on the legal battle a few months ago. Stovall and Carrie Weems sued the church, saying a trustee was improperly billing the church for construction-type services. And when confronted, he turned other trustees against Stovall Weems, leading to the pastor's suspension. The church then hired a law firm to conduct an internal investigation. The explosive findings were released in April, alleging Stovall Weems spiritually and emotionally abused staff, misused government Paycheck Protection Program funds, and made several financial transactions without the board knowing. The church says one of those was the purchase of this property where the couple lives. It says Stovall Weems bought this home for $855,000 last year, then 4 months later sold it to the church for $1.2 million. The church said the Board of Trustees didn't know about it. But Weems says that is not true. He's now suing the church for defamation. In his lawsuit, he says the property was part of a retirement package. Weems says the property was gifted to his missional nonprofit called Celebration Global. Weems says this was in writing and agreed upon by the church trustees and attorney. He called the internal investigation a sham and says the church and its trustees are trying to destroy his reputation. Celebration Church is now seeking up to $30,000 in damages as part of the eviction filing. It says the Weems family should pay rent from April 15th, the day Stovall Weems resigned, up to the date they leave the property. We reached out to a spokesperson for the pastors. She said the couple did not have comment tonight. We posted this story on news4jax.com, including links to our prior reporting on each side of this legal battle.
So this goes further than, and we've seen this many times, up close and personal with pastors and first ladies and their families. Okay, so the house that they're getting evicted out of, he actually bought and then turned around. He bought it for like $800,000.
He bought it for $855,000.
Okay, and then sold it to the church for
$1.2 million.
So he profited off of that. He knew that's what he was going to do.
He not only profited, but he came up over $400,000.
Yeah,
it was like $430,000.
So all he did was he found this house. Ooh, we like this house. We're going to buy it. We'll buy it for the low asking cost, and then we'll sell it back to the church. So it's out of the taxes. We don't have to pay the taxes on it because...
And the church will be responsible.
No, then the church isn't responsible for it because it's a religious organization.
Because it's a nonprofit.
Right, and they don't have to pay the taxes on it. There are a whole bunch of little backdoor... Like, they'll never put cars in their names.
Right.
It'll be in the church's name.
Right, under their nonprofit.
Right, because then you don't have to pay the tax on it. It's tax deductible on the write-offs. So there's schemes and little games that are being played behind the scenes that when you look at something and you see it for, at face value, it's, oh, the pastor's got, a real nice car. What you don't realize is tithing money bought that car, and it's not even in his name, it's in the church's name, so now he's not responsible for it at all. The insurance is paid for, everything for it is paid by the church.
And this is, what percentage of pastors would you say operate like this?
9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 9 out of 10. Only because there are a bunch of small churches still that don't understand this concept. But them mega churches, please believe me.
If you meant mega churches, is that what you mean?
No, I meant just like churches in general.
Mega churches, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Absolutely,
because
100%.
they get this sense of entitlement.
That's what I was gonna say.
They're celebrities.
Right.
They're not pastors anymore.
Right.
They're full-blown celebrities. And you all see how celebrities act when they're out in public. They're entitled. They feel like they're owed something. They treat people like garbage. And then they're expected to be put on a pedestal. So you see what this guy, they were taking private jets to exotic islands, going on these vacations. All this is funded
by the church.
Where is the church coming up with this money? From the people.
Yes.
Where are the people coming up with this money? Working their jobs day in and day out.
Scraping. Some people are so loaded in debt. You think a lot of people, who you think, oh, they have money. Them people probably don't have money because they have a big house. They're drowning in debt.
Listen,
they're barely getting by.
Business owners, if they're good, solid business owners, 9 times out of 10, they're walking on a very thin rope because they have to keep reinvesting in their business, which 100%. Makes them so they could be broke. They may have millions of dollars in product.
Profit. Yeah, that's what I meant.
But as far as money in their pocket, there is none.
Absolutely.
Until that money's recouped. And then guess what you do? You scale up again and you put all your money out again. So you see people, these business owners, and you think, oh, they're living the life. And in reality, they're walking these very fine lines every day.
Living off that loan they got.
And it is, listen, everybody, I have been, so his wife, have been very up close and personal with a lot of pastors.
100%.
And it is a very, very simple job. It is not difficult. There is no way in the world you should be flying around the country in a private jet, going anywhere.
For anything.
For any reason.
If you don't have a job.
Off the church's money.
Right. Off your own money, okay, you can do what you want.
If the pastor has a job and he's working a legitimate job and he does
Which he doesn't.
Some do. We're giving that one pastor out of 10.
This guy doesn't.
This guy does not.
Right.
And this right here is a total abuse of power.
Oh my gosh. So we were talking about this a lot on live last night. We were talking about, why is it that Christianity is the only religion that doesn't have it together? What were you saying? That all of these other religions are very disciplined.
Yeah.
They're very aware of how to survive in a crisis because they're teaching that type of stuff. Yeah. In Christian churches, this is the type of bullcrap that we get. And we get schemers and scammers. And
nobody calls these people out. Nobody says anything. See, you know what? And what'll happen right now with this video is their fans are going to go, I can't believe you're talking about my superstar like this.
Yeah.
I'm coming after you.
Right.
And then you start getting all the craziness when they're so brainwashed into this.
Right.
They don't realize they're idolizing their favorite celebrity.
Right. And they need to realize that I don't care.
It's not their pastor anymore. It's their celebrity.
Yeah, you could come here. A lot of people, I still get this. I get a lot of hate and a lot of backlash. How dare you talk about my pastor like that? But the real thing is, I'm not talking about your pastor personally. I'm talking about the actions behind abusing God's sheep. I don't really care about anything other than that. But when you stealing from God's people, I have a problem with that. You know what I mean?
And nobody's perfect.
No, exactly.
You aren't perfect.
Exactly. I'm not perfect.
But you're
Nobody's
not in the
perfect.
pulpit. You're not in the pulpit.
Absolutely. And this is the thing. I'm not taking people's money. Like, I'm not collecting a tithe on YouTube. Like, I don't do none of that. Like,
Right.
Any of it. I don't ask y'all for money. Money is not even anything that we talk about online, right? And with these people who are constantly stealing from God's people, I have a problem with that. And you know what? When I talk and make videos about, rebuking people or whatever, rebuke is really, is just like, I don't want to say clickbait, but really, people are so messy, they're going to click on it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So when I'm talking about, a specific pastor, I'm not talking about him as a person or his character or, what he, has done in his personal life. I talk about what he's doing in that pulpit and how he's hindering God's people.
I'm talking about his character. Because this is bad character practices.
It is.
You know it's wrong.
Yeah,
you know you're doing this. You are living the high life off of God's children.
Right.
You are literally putting yourself above all of them and saying, you know what? You don't know what to do with your money as good as I do.
Right. And at what point do you say, you know what? You look at your wife and say, we don't need an $855,000 house.
Right.
At what point do you say that's a little excessive?
You know what? I would like to know what kind of Bentleys or Rolls Royces they drive.
Oh my gosh.
Because I promise you they do.
But my thing, listen, so with $855,000, do you know how many used cars you can buy single mothers?
Oh, yeah.
Just at the bus stop.
Yep.
Because everybody riding a bus, it doesn't mean that they don't know how to drive. It doesn't mean that they don't have a license. They may have fell on hard times.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So look at how many, cars, used cars.
Down.
Yeah, it could be off the road right now. Can't get it fixed. How many used cars can you buy, single parents who need to get from point A to point B for their children? And, here you are in an $855,000 house.
How many people can you feed?
How many people can you feed? You can buy a small shelter. You can do a lot with $855,000. You can buy a mobile home park with brand new mobile homes in it.
Yep.
Not the 8th Mile ones.
No.
On 8 Mile when Eminem and them was in the trailer park. No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about full-blown, beautiful mobile homes.
Yep.
Brand new. How many you can buy?
Well, they're not mobile homes. They're modular homes.
Excuse me.
That's what they're
modular.
There's
homes.
a difference between mobile. There's a difference.
Right, and then you can do that, and then make it so that single parents or families who are on hard times can have a home to pass down from generation to generation. But this group and this generation of pastors is disgusting, and I'm just gonna be completely honest.
And it won't stop until people start calling them out.
Right, instead of worshiping them.
Yeah, and don't allow this. So before you get on there on the comment section and go, I can't believe you're saying this.
Oh, they coming.
You need to take a hard look at what's going on around you.
Yeah, they coming.
Because you are being abused and you don't realize it.
Right. What's it called? Holcomb syndrome.
Holcomb syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you don't realize it. So what do you do? So you want to give, right? But you don't want to give to these people that are doing this with your money. What do you do? What do you do with the money?
Go in Walmart. That's what I do. Go to Walmart for yourself and find a mother with a little baby.
Yep.
Find, a father who's buying Pampies.
Yep.
Or Pampers or whatever everybody else call it. Diapers.
Formula.
Go, listen, you don't want your money to go to waste, then go and make sure you're putting it to use. Go buy a bunch of gift cards. It don't have to be expensive. Gift cards, $10 to Target.
Pass them out.
And pass them out at the bus stops.
You would be amazed what the reaction of $5 will do to somebody.
Because you never know what somebody is going through. You never know what just happened. They may have worked all week and somehow they didn't get their paycheck. Somehow something happened with their bank account and it got shut down. We've been there.
Yes, we have.
We've been there. We've been jammed up before.
Absolutely.
Like, okay, we've been working, and we'll get jammed up.
Yep.
And it is just part of life.
Yep.
So again, you never know how that could affect somebody. So again,
such a small amount.
Such a small amount. It don't have to be a lot. So remember when we didn't have money, what we would have did with a $5 gift card?
Listen,
to the store.
It's the thought that counts.
Right. You can eat some noodles.
Yep.
You can eat cup noodles. Like,
and let me give everybody some advice.
Make sure your money is going to something that is worth it.
Give to these big organizations because they have such a large overhead that your money is not going to where you think it's going.
Yeah.
It's going to all the employees. It's going to the CEO or the head of the organization, the pastor in this case.
And this is the problem. It's ran like a business.
Find small, independent. There are so many charities out there that have one person that works it, doesn't pay themselves any sort of salary. They do it for the love of it.
Right.
Go find those places or do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
That's what I recommend. If you're not feeling comfortable doing something like that, then do it yourself.
Absolutely.
Your money can be used for a ton of different reasons that will make you happier in the end. Absolutely. Not paying your pastor to go on an exotic vacation.
Yeah, and you ain't been out the country ever.
And more people need to stand up and say, we are no longer accepting this anymore. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start pointing these people out.
Absolutely. But people are so stuck in their ways. People are so used to tithing that when you say tithing is not even necessary, like in the New Testament, people they'll get fussy. Like, what you mean?
Yep.
I'm going to keep on tithing.
Yep.
I heard this. I'm going to keep on tithing because that's what I was taught. But the thing is you don't even understand that when you do things from the Old Testament law, teaching moment, when you do things from the Old Testament law, the Bible says you also better do all of the Old Testament law.
You better be out there
or you're going to be cursed. Right. You better get to sacrificing them animals,
you better
baby.
Be dragging that cow out to the back.
Period.
And half of these people, I bet you more than half of these people are like, where am I going to get a cow from?
When is the last time you saw a cow, baby?
Just wandering around the streets.
When is the last time you seen a calf?
Like, you never said, oh, quick, pull over. We need to get this cow so we can take it home and sacrifice it.
Never. So why is it that tithing was an Old Testament law and y'all still practicing it and wonder why the church is so cursed?
Right.
Let's talk about that, okay? And I've made videos about this. I'm not going to ramble, but if you go down my channel a ways, you will see that I have tithing videos with scripture and evidence and proof and Bible, Bible scripture that proves my point and what the Lord is saying. Like, you don't have to tithe. You're only obligated to give. It says to give freely.
And that is how you give.
And that is how you give. You give out of the kindness of your own heart to people who you know, or even if you don't know, who it'll affect in what way.
Even if you hand a $5 gift card to a millionaire, they don't need your money, but they're so happy that somebody actually thought about them. That you don't know what you're going to spark in them.
Absolutely.
To turn around and do something even greater than your $5.
Absolutely. And you know what? Somebody said, well, why would I give a millionaire $5? You don't know who. You may have crossed a millionaire and never knew it.
A lot of millionaires that we know, they
don't listen.
They're homeless sometimes.
They are not dressing and driving the best and all of them. Is the people who don't really have it.
Yep.
The people who really have it, baby, they look like they don't have it.
Yep.
And they will love that. And that's how they operate, and that's how they keep it, and that's how they not make themselves a lick.
Yep.
Like, you looking like a lick, and people will try to run up on you and rob you.
It's always the people that are shining the brightest that don't have the money to spend on it.
Right.
Always.
Right.
It's the people that have it that know how to keep it.
Right. And those millionaires are so used to giving and giving and giving and giving, and nobody ever gives to them.
Yep.
So yes, a $5 gift card will
absolutely
bless them in a different type of way.
But so now we are going to start pointing out these people and
Yeah.
start bringing this to everybody's attention. And listen, guys,
I'm going to pick it up. Y'all already know.
we're not perfect.
No.
We're not.
No.
We have many flaws. So
Man, what?
we're talking about financial things.
We're talking about
We're talking
things
about
that
abuse
abuse.
of power. We're not talking about anything having to do with the church itself. We're talking about this particular celebrity.
Yeah. It's the abuse
Because
for me.
they know it's wrong.
Right. And then the masses are so blind that they just continue to do it. And
Yeah.
it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. And God is not in that. And this is why Jesus went in and flipped them tables over. He said, you have made my Father's house a den of thieves. And that is what
We're there.
is still going on.
Yeah, we're there.
This is a den of thieves.
Yep.
How you got one? So how do you buy a house for $855,000, turn around and sell it for $1.2 million? Why are we talking these astronomical numbers when there are people who are starving?
Because they know how to play the money game.
Oh my gosh.
And stop allowing people to think that they're better off with your money than you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
That's what it is.
crazy.
It's manipulative.
Yeah,
too.
they think that they
Like,
can
stop
do
doing
better
that.
with your money than you can.
Right.
So, and they're going to keep doing it until you say no more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing this.
Right.
And start taking the matters into your own hands and watch your money change somebody's trajectory for a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't know what it's going to do.
Mm-hmm. And that's facts. Like, all right, so I guess we can wrap this up, babe. Again, this is just not right. And again, I have never made a video, bashing anybody about their sins. It's not what I do. You know what I mean? Everybody sins, everybody falls flat on their faces. But I do make videos about people and pastors who blatantly abuse God's people. I don't like that, and God don't like that. And y'all better get it together and start repenting for these. Because these are the people who say, Lord, Lord, I did this in your name. I did that in your name. I cast out demons in your name. I was in the pulpit every Sunday preaching your word. And the Lord is going to say, depart from me because I never knew you.
Yeah.
I never knew you. You was too busy on a private jet flying across to go, eat mangoes and sit on a beach.
Right.
I never knew you. You didn't pray to me. You didn't cry out to me for the sake of those sheep, for the sake of those people, for the sake of those souls, because that's what it's all about. It's about souls. And even this video right now is my hope is that it will save a soul.
And I can promise you this, if there ever comes a time where we're put in a situation like that, there will never be a video made about us this way.
Oh, no.
It would never happen. We might be imperfect in a lot of ways. This one is not that.
Yeah, I fear God. A lot of people, this is how they're able to do it. They're able to get into these pulpits and do this stuff because they don't fear God.
Yep.
And you say it all the time. They don't believe what they're really preaching
they
about. You can't possibly believe what you're preaching about and study robbing God's people. Like, is that like an oxymoron?
Yep.
It's like, you just can't do that.
Yep.
I fear God. I fear his consequences. I fear hell. It's not like, oh my God, I'm so scared of God in that way. But it's like, I fear God so much that I don't want to disappoint him.
Yep.
I don't want to disappoint my Father. Why would I want to do that?
Right.
You know what I mean? So again, I'm going to continue to cry loud and spare not, as well as my husband. And that is the end of this video. I love you guys. I will talk to you guys soon. If you want, you can email me at speakhervoice2, TOO@gmail.com. Do not forget again to like, comment, share, subscribe. Okay. I love you guys. Until next time. God bless.